It's time now for a look latest in local news. In the news, the Jesup City Commissioners have their regular agenda and meeting tonight at 7 p.m. On the agenda under old business, rezoning ordinance from last meeting, discussion of local victims assistance funding, discussion of City Commissioners retreat, discussion of fire station renovation, station number 1, and new construction, station number 2, GMA youth forum information. Under new business, discussion of residential garbage truck repairs, discussion of McMillan Creek Greenway Mallard Park project, discussion of fire training agreement, training standards and needs, items with the city manager, items with the commissioners, items with the mayor, all that taking place today at 7 p.m. The Brunswick Judicial Circuit DA's office announced the guilty plea and sentence of Reginald Tyrone Stokes, age 41, of Oakfield, Georgia, for 1 count of malice murder, 1 count of criminal attempt to commit murder, 2 counts of possession of firearm during the commission of a felony, and 1 count of possession of firearm by a first offender. On January 30th, Stokes pled guilty in Appling County Superior Court and was sentenced by Judge Roger Lane to serve life in prison with the possibility of parole plus a consecutive term of 35 years in prison. Evidence in the case showed that Anita Marie Hawkins, age 48, of Baxley, Georgia, was involved in a relationship with the defendant. On August 25th of 2022, Ms. Hawkins' daughter, Malika Shane Harris, age 26, of Baxley, was at home with Ms. Hawkins with her 4 minor children who were between the ages of 1 and 6. While Malika Harris and her children were asleep in their rear bedroom, the defendant entered the residence and shot Malika Harris in the head, killing her instantly. The defendant then went outside of the residence and waited for Ms. Hawkins to arrive. When Anita Hawkins arrived at her home, the defendant shot her in the head and then forced her to go inside. Thereafter, the defendant disposed of his handgun and fled to his parents' home in Oakfield, Georgia, where he told his parents that he killed his girlfriend and her daughter. Despite the defendant's attempt to kill Ms. Hawkins, she miraculously survived, but she continues to suffer, however, from a brain injury that was caused by the gunshot and loss of her left eye. According to D.A. Higgins, who prosecuted the case for the state, this is a senseless crime in which 4 children lost their mother, and their surviving victim will be affected for the rest of her life. They state the DA's office will do whatever they can to keep Mr. Stokes in prison for the rest of his life. We'll be checking in with State Senator Blake Tillery. Tuesdays with Tillery. Crimes committed by immigrants without permanent legal status. Sponsor of the Senate Bill 21, Republican Senator Blake Tillery says the new law will stiffen penalties for local officials and government employees that fail to follow state and federal laws, which require them to report U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement individuals suspected of being in the country illegally. Several refugee agencies in Georgia have joined forces to oppose fearful laws targeting Latinos and other immigrants, arguing that legislation like Senate Bill 21 further emboldens the mass deportation policies enacted since President Trump took office. 2 Democrats, Senator David Lucas of Macon and Senator Freddie Powell Sims of Dawson, Georgia, voted in favor of the bill on Thursday, which passed by a count of 33 to 18. Measure now moves to the House. Lieutenant Governor Burt Jones says today the Senate took a significant step toward increasing security for our local communities. If you enter our country illegally, he says you are breaking the law, period. While President Trump fights on the national level to secure our borders and keep illegal immigrants off the streets, we will do the same here in the state of Georgia. Several Democrats spoke out in opposition of the bill, saying it doesn't address the issues facing a number of sheriff's officers dealing with overcrowding and understaffing in jails, placing them in a bind, having to indefinitely detain people accused of misdemeanor crimes, while other inmates facing more serious charges could be released from custody. Again, since Donald Trump took office in January, raids have led to more than 8,200 arrests nationally between January 22nd and January 31st. We'll be back with more news after this word from our sponsor, other commercial messages, so please stay tuned. In other news, this past Thursday at Coastal Pines Technical College, the Wayne County Chamber of Commerce held its annual State of Education event. At the event, the announcement of Wayne County star student Nicholas Leisure and star teacher Andy Hersey. Also, the announcement of this year's Wayne County's valedictorian and salutatorian. Valedictorian is also Nicholas Leisure, and the valedictorian is Meredith Groover. Several speakers at the event. We played part of the program on Fridays. We have more today from the program. Here were some more of the comments at the event by Wayne County School Superintendent Tony Williams.
The system is responsible for the 2 most prized commodities in Wayne County. That would be your babies and your tax dollars. And if they start with us and stay in Wayne County, we have them for 14 years. And we do make mistakes, as if you're a parent, you probably know. But so we have started with our directors' meetings and our principals' meetings lately with Tell Me Something Good. And there's so much negative publicity with the school system. So we start those meetings with that, and we go around the room, and it can be personal, it can be professional, but we start the meetings in a positive manner. So I'm going to start by telling you something good. And Dr. Bart just kind of set me up. I didn't have our graduation rate listed. But it is 90%, and it has been over 90% for the past 7 years. So I'm not going to bore you with a lot of numbers because that's what I've been doing for the past 25 years. So I'm going to try to take a different approach today and not do a lot of numbers. I don't know if many of you know, but back in October, we had 4 of our schools receive banners from the state school superintendent. Those were Odom Elementary for growth in 5th grade math, Arthur Williams Middle School for growth in 8th grade math, Martha Puckett for growth in 6th and 8th grade reading, and Wayne County High School for growth in reading. That was a major accomplishment for us. So he came and visited our schools and presented those banners. So that just shows the hard work that those schools have been doing. We also received, and Dr. Burgess spoke about this at the last board meeting, a USDA grant for technology. It's to enhance distance learning. It's a little over $489,000, and there were only 3 school systems in the state of Georgia that received that grant. So we're very blessed to receive that.
And again, those some of the comments from Thursday's State of Education from Wayne County School Superintendent Tony Williams. She also announced the school system's going back to the motto, "We are Wayne County," a theme that was introduced back when Jay Brinson was school superintendent. Williams said it was time to bring that theme back for the school system. Also speaking at the program, President of Coastal Pines College, Mr. Lonnie Roberts, he talked about the school's enrollment numbers.
This semester, where our enrollment is, and you see the map here, the counties that are highlighted in green. That is our designated service area. That's the 13 counties, that we serve. And you see the list there on the left side of the screen shows those 13 counties. Camden has the largest enrollment, followed by Glenn, Ware, and then Wayne. We have 410 students from Wayne County enrolled at Coastal Pines State College this semester. That's great. I mean, that's nothing to sneeze at. That's a high number. I'd love to see it more, and I think we will see it more. But we have students from outside our 13 counties too. The other counties that are highlighted in yellow there, that represents every county in which we have a student enrolled at Coastal Pines. All the way up to Fannin County at the very north Georgia line up there. We have students on there. Most of them are online, taking courses online, but they are still enrolled with us. And we even have students from out of state. We have 18 students enrolled this semester from Florida with us. Most of those are in our Camden campus. They're actually taking courses face-to-face at our Camden campus down in Kingston, right across the line from Florida. But we also have students from as far away as Arizona and Texas, and then one from Tennessee this semester. They're taking online courses with us. So when you think Coastal Pines, this Coastal Pines is one of our second largest campus, located right here in Jesup. It has a reach beyond just this area. And that's something that I think speaks well of the college as well as our communities.
And again, those comments, Lonnie Roberts, President of Coastal Pines, those some of the comments from this past Thursday's State of Education program sponsored by the Wayne County Chamber of Commerce. We'll be back with some final news notes after this word from our sponsor, other commercial messages, so please stay tuned. Final notes in the news, the Wayne County Board of Tourism getting ready for their big hog jam this weekend. The statewide hunt begins this Friday at 2 p.m. and ends on Sunday, February 23rd at 12 noon. Registration for the hunt closes at 6 p.m. on this Friday at 6 p.m. with on-site registration available at hunt headquarters at the JC Fair Building. Online registration open through 4 p.m. on Friday, and the registration is $50 for bow or gun hunters. Hunters can pay $100 and hunt in both categories. Hunters 16 and under hunt free with a registered adult hunter. All hogs must be weighed into the JC Fairgrounds this Sunday, but participants can hunt anywhere in the state or any of the connecting states. They have legal permission to do so, but you must be in line at weigh-in by 12 noon this Sunday or you're disqualified. Participants are responsible for knowledge of the rules. The hunt includes special category for wounded warriors who will participate in the weekend event. If you're interested in sponsoring a Wounded Warrior for the weekend, they ask you please contact the Tourism Board office at 912-427-3233. Registration rules are available online through active.com, or registration forms can be printed from the Tourism Board website, waynetourism.com. And the Wayne County Tourism's 2025 Hog Jam set for this weekend, Friday, February 21st through Sunday, the 23rd. Finally, in the news, we're still awaiting an update on that body that was discovered in that structure fire in 204 North Palm Street, in which the fire occurred on January the 6th, and the body not discovered until January the 24th. Body's been sent to the GBI Crime Lab for an autopsy, but that's the latest update we've received. Police chief has been requested to contact the GBI if there's any indication of foul play. City of Jesup, in their press release, state they're dedicated to obtaining the facts and reviewing the policies and procedures of the fire department in order to adequately address the incident and future structural fires. They state that conducting internal and external investigations take time. But again, WIFO continues to follow the story as we've learned the identity of the body. His name is Mark Osborne, who grew up and graduated from Wayne County High School. The story at the moment has a lot more questions than answers, like how did the body get into the building in the first place? Was he there when the fire broke out, or was he put inside the structure fire after the fire occurred? Did the body sustain any injuries? Was there foul play involved? Why did it take 3 weeks to discover the body? All of these unanswered questions, which hopefully soon the GBI or the Jesup Police, the Jesup Fire Department, or the City of Jesup will provide answers. And once again, WIFO continues to follow the story, seeking the answers to the strange story of a deceased body being discovered in a structure fire that caught fire 3 weeks before the body was discovered. Hopefully answers will be provided soon. Again, the results of the autopsy is where to begin, but so far no one's released the results of that autopsy by the GBI Crime Lab. Again, WIFO will continue to follow the story and seek answers. That'll do it for the latest in local news. Sports comes your way in a few minutes. Bob Morgan saying have a great day.